Alviti, could I get a question in, please? Pat Ford, Coalition Radio Network.
Say it again.
Pat Ford, Coalition Radio Network. The state of Rhode Island missed an historic opportunity during the redevelopment and the planning of the 610 corridor to really change the way that Rhode Islanders look at communicate, if you will, transportation, mass transportation, and also to reconnect communities. Instead, what they did was a homage to 1950s transportation that was largely a jobs bill for connected labor unions for the governor's path to be Secretary of Commerce. Do you feel any regret about that?
Well, actually, I disagree with your premise to begin with. The Route 6 and 10 connector is a very vital transportation link for about 250,000 workers and Rhode Island residents every day. Not every resident moves in the same way. We all move in different modes in different ways. But on that corridor, there are at least 250,000 people a day going to work, going back and forth to commerce. There are trucks that need to get to where they have to go to carry goods and services to the people of the state. And we needed to make sure that that happens in a very uninterrupted way that allows people to make the living. And the majority of the people in this state absolutely agree with the way that we went about.
Well, urban planners would agree that closets have a similarity to highways. The more that you expand them, the more traffic will grow to them. In the meantime, there's no much mass transportation.
That is a false premise to begin with.
You didn't even explore it, really. You shot down in public meetings, Mr. Kennedy, other people, about exploring mass transportation corridor, walking, and in fact, you've kept two communities destroyed.
We looked at about 5 different options on that.
All of which, ultimately, the fix was in on supporting big contractors who's...
Actually, it was based on good planning, good engineering.
Good planning is more...
And the needs of the people of Rhode Island.
What about the needs of the people in the communities next to them?
A very small percentage of people here in the state wanted what you want.
You gave it no entertainment. I'm in the media. I'm pointing out the fact that there was really no effort meant to explore. The rush was on. You got your labor union job. She got her appointment. Right? Again, what was development supposed to be for? The community that's there, or the fact that you want to rip up or continue to rip up and build more asphalt?
So
it's a quality of life issue for the entire state.
Everything you're saying is false. I mean, you could laugh and you could make a joke of it, but it's not a joke.
No, it's not a joke. The communities have been destroyed because of continued highway ripping them apart, and there's essentially you replace one concrete jungle for another.
Here's the deal. I happen to have grown up in that very community. I grew up in Silver Lake and Orneville. I lived next to that. It was built when I grew up. It never changed my quality of life. In fact, it made our family's quality of life better by my parents and my relatives being able to travel to their jobs uninterrupted and very efficiently. What we're doing is we're continuing that for the masses of people that need to get to work every day and support their families. We're providing them with a good transportation system.
And what about the people who actually live in that community now?
Same thing. I lived there for the first 20 years of my life, and I was never ill affected by that highway being there.
Of course you weren't.
Sorry to interrupt. We're just going to couple minutes left. We got to get started.
Abdicating his responsibility again, Peter Alviti. By the way, this isn't the Gene Valicetti show where he gets a pass.